boys and girls. We've been learning about butterflies, and today I'm going to read a really special story that I actually used to read to my kids when they were little. And I think you're going to love this story just as much as they did when they were little. Okay, this is called Squiggly Wiggly's Surprise. Okay, and this is going to have to do with some colors also. But this is called Squiggly Wiggly's Surprise. Now, this story was written by Arnold Shapiro and designed and illustrated by Charles Murphy. Are you ready? Okay. Squiggly Wiggly was a fuzzy fellow. He lived in an elderberry bush with his sister Fluffy and his brother Squirmy. Hello, how are you? One day, Squiggly started out to explore his garden world. His first stop was on the petals of a red rose. What a pretty color, he said, and what a nice smell. I wish I were a red rose. Next, Squiggly saw a bright, what color is that? Yellow. Squiggly saw a bright yellow daisy, and in the middle was a bumblebee. Hello, Mr. Bee, Squiggly said. How busy you are. I wish I could fly quickly from flower to flower like you. Maybe someday you will, answered the bee, and he buzzed about the yellow daisy. Zzz. Here's Squiggly. Squiggly heard some singing, and he looked up and saw a bluebird sitting above on a branch above him. Hello, Mr. Bluebird, said Squiggly Wiggly. How pretty you look. I wish I were pretty and blue and could fly like you. Maybe someday you can, said the bluebird. Squiggly Wiggly only sighed and crawled on. Then Squiggly saw a big orange. It was a bright orange, and Squiggly could only think how dull and drab he was. He wished he were bright orange like the orange. Poor Squiggly. He felt very sorry for himself. Oh, I'm all this dull drab color. I want to be nice and bright colors like this orange. Poor Squiggly is sad. As he crawled along, Squiggly saw some purple pansies. How pretty and dainty they are, he thought. I wish I could be purple and look dainty like that, instead of all drab and clumsy like me. By this time, Squiggly Wiggly was hungry. He found some delicious green leaves and decided to have lunch. My, those green leaves are good, Squiggly said. Suddenly, Squiggly felt very cold. He looked up and saw thousands of white snowflakes falling from the sky. How beautiful and clean and white they are, said Squiggly. But how cold they are too. Squiggly began to shiver. Oh boy. Squiggly Wiggly decided to build a place to keep warm. He started spinning a little brown sack around himself. There he is, spinning his little sack there. You know what that's called? A chrysalis or a cocoon? When Squiggly finished, it was all warm and black inside his sack. He was very tired and fell asleep. Good night. After many weeks, Squiggly woke up. He thought it was too crowded inside his sack, and he decided to leave the black inside and see what was outside. I wonder what he's going to find. Squiggly looked at himself. What a surprise! He was no longer a drab, fuzzy fellow who crawled around. Instead, He was a beautiful butterfly with all different colors on his wings. Look at these pretty colors. There's red and purple and blue and green and orange. And here's some black and there's some white. Isn't he beautiful? All right. Okay, now we're going to help Squiggly Wiggly fly away. Goodbye. 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 Isn't he pretty? Okay, now we are going to make a beautiful butterfly like Squiggly Wiggly was. Now I sent you this paper here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the numbers on the top, and we're going to color. This is going to be a beautiful butterfly like Squiggly Wiggly. And we're going to color it all different colors using the code on the top. All right, so now I want to show you how we're going to do this. All right. We're going to color the butterfly by numbers. Now, before we do that, let's go over some numbers first. Okay, this number right here. Remember what number that is? That is a 1. All right, number 1. Now, on your paper, here is the number 1. Number 1 is right up here at the top of your page. Okay, and that number 1 we're going to make green. So with your green crayon, right at the top of the page here, let's just color across there with your green crayon. Color the word Green. Color that green. Okay, I'm going to pull this a little bit closer so you can see a little better. Okay, just there. Color that green. All right, the next number we're going to do is we're going to look for number 2. Here's our number 2. Okay, there's our number 2. And our number 2, we're going to make that color right here on the top where it says O-R-A-N-G-E. You're going to take your orange crayon and you're just going to color the word orange. Okay, so 1 is green, 2 is orange. The next number, okay, is number 3. So here we have number 3. Okay, there's number 3. And number 3 is going to be brown. Okay, so here's number 3. We'll make number 3 brown like this. The next number, now this is a little tricky because the next number is number 4. Now we usually make our 4 this way, okay, straight. But on this paper, the number 4 is going to look like this, that triangle. Okay, that's how it's going to be on this paper. Number 4 like that. So the number 4 is going to be blue. So take your blue crayon and right next to number 4, color blue. All right, the next number is going to be number 5. Okay, so this is what the 5 looks like. Okay, that's what the number 5 looks like. And our number 5 is going to be purple. Take your purple crayon, just color P-U-R-P-L-E. Color that purple. And the last number that we're looking for is number 6. Okay, and there's our number 6. And our number 6 is going to be yellow. It's just Y-E-L-L-O-W. Okay, now I'm going to move the board a little bit closer, my table rather, a little bit closer so you could see better as we're doing this. And this way we can do our paper together. Okay, you ready? Now let's start with number 1. Okay, number 1 is going to be what color? Green. So we're going to find all of the number 1 spaces and we're going to make it green. Take your green crayon and let's find number 1. Okay, here's a number 1. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you're staying in your lines because each space is going to be different. So do one space at a time. Okay, so there's number 1. And here's another number 1. And find all of the ones and color it green. Okay, now this one kind of goes around. You want to look at your paper and stay inside those lines, okay? If you're looking out the window, you're not going to be able to stay in your spaces. Okay, so color that whole space in. Okay, and down here, if you come down here, there's another 1. So let's color this one. There's lots of 1s on this page. Okay, next to that, here we see another number 1 right here. So we'll color this one. So anywhere you see a number 1, we're going to make it green. Okay, here's another one here. Now go around that little circle there. Okay, right around here. You don't want to do the circle yet. We're going to do that later. So you just want to do all the spaces that have a number 1. Okay, you see any more number 1s? Yeah, I think we have lots of number 1s on this paper. Okay, here's one here. Take your time, okay? If there's little spaces, remember you don't want to do this. You just want to just move your finger back and forth a little bit. All right, let's see where else we have some number 1. Let's come back up here. There's a number 1 up there. I think this is going to be very beautiful when we're done. Okay, and here's a number 1. Did you know that butterflies can come in all different colors? Okay, there's a 1. Here's a 1. We have lots of 1s. Wow. And there's another 1. Here's one over here. Okay, some of your spaces are bigger than others, and some of them kind of curve around a little bit. Okay, I know it's going to do a beautiful job on this. And just take your time and do one space at a time. Okay, so take your time, look at your paper. Here's another 1. Here's a 1. This is a big space around here. That's a number 1 also. You know, if you have flowers in your garden, you might be able to find some butterflies coming to visit you. Some people plant a special kind of flowers called a butterfly bush. And it's a special kind of flower that attracts butterflies. And some places actually have butterfly pavilions where you can go inside. It's like a big tent or big open area, and you can actually see all different kinds of butterflies from all different parts of the world. All right, so we did a lot of it, our number 1 so far, but it looks like we still have a lot more to go. All right, so here's another number 1 down in this middle here. So go around, because some of these other spaces are very small, like right in there. So we don't want to color another space. So it's very important to look at your paper. So if you have a point to your crayon, it's probably a good idea to use one that has a bit of a point. Or maybe you have some skinny crayons instead of the fat ones. All right, either way, you want to just do one space at a time so that you can stay in your color space. All right, wow, we have lots and lots and lots and lots of number 1s. I don't think we've ever had this many of one color before. There's another one over here. I think this page is going to be mostly green. What do you think? Looks that way, doesn't it? All right, here's another one over here. Oh, we can see our butterfly hiding in there. And over here some 1s. Oh my goodness, there's lots of 1s. I wonder if this butterfly might be on on some leaves. That's what it looks like to me. Might be on the leaves of a plant. And we've talked a lot about plants, right? And we know that plants need sunlight and water to help them grow. They get their food. Okay, now here's another one. Okay, it's going to go around the circle. This is also the number 1. So we're going to go around the circle. You don't want to color inside the circle yet. We'll do that later. Let's go all around it. All around there. Fill in your number 1 space. And here's another one. Ay, 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 there's lots of greens. Lots of number 1. Lots of green spaces. Here. And here's another one there. And here's one. Ay, ay, ay. Lots of green number 1s. All right, I think we're finally almost done finding our 1s. Here's one. This one's going to go around, so you don't want to go around that circle. Go around the circle. And we have, I think, one last one right here. Again, this is going to go around. Okay. Okay, well, I think we found all of our number 1s. What do you think? Yes, we found all the number 1s. All right, our next number is number 2, and number 2 is going to be what color? Orange. Take your orange crayon, and we're going to look for number 2. Okay, find your number 2s. Let's see, I don't think there's too many. Let's look around. Let's look very carefully. Oh, here's one right in here. Okay, we'll color that number 2. Make that orange. Let's see if we can find any others. Let's see, let's look carefully. All the numbers. See if we find a number 2. Is there another one there? Not yet. Let's look over here. No, no, no. Oh, I just had that one little tiny orange space. How about that? All right, number 3 is going to be brown. So take your brown crayon now, and let's find all the number 3s. Okay, let's look carefully till we find a number 3. Okay, here's a 3 over here. So we'll do that number 3. Remember, you don't want to press too hard with a real dark color because you don't want to color over so that you can't see the numbers. All right, there's a 3. Here's a 3. And there's a 3. Okay, looks like we're making the body part now. And here, this is a little tricky here. Here's a number 3, but this is the antenna. So it's going to come around there like that, and it's going to come down this way. All right, so there's the number 3. And do we see any other 3s? Nope, no more 3s. All right, our next number is number 4. Number 4 is going to be blue. Okay, so take your blue crayon, and we'll do all the number 4s blue. Remember, the 4 is going to have that triangle look to it. All right, so here's a number 4 right there. I'm going to do that whole space blue. And here, again, we're going to go around the circle. So there's a number 4. Okay, and here, you see this one right in the middle there, this big long one here? All right, just go right down this middle section there. That is a number 4. We'll do that one. Okay, here's another number 4. This one again is going to go around that circle. You don't want to do inside yet. so there's our number 4. All right, looking good. Let's see if we can find some more 4s. All right, here's a 4. This, and again, is going to go around. So we want to do one space at a time and go around that inside there. This is looking pretty. I like doing color code papers, whether it's colored by number or shape or letters. Here's another one down here. It's always a surprise. Just like Squiggly Wiggly's surprise there when he woke up and he saw he was a beautiful butterfly. Here's another number 4. When we do color code papers, it's always a surprise how they're going to come out at the end, what they're going to look like. Okay? So they're always fun to do. So sometimes we do numbers, sometimes we do letters. Last week we did one with shapes. Okay, and here's another number 4. It's going to be this middle section in here. All right, looking good. You see any more number 4s? No, there's no more. All right, number 5 is going to be what color? Purple. So take your purple crayon, and we're going to find the 5s. Okay, there's our number 5. We're going to color this long space here with our purple crayon. And then here's another number 5. Let's do this one purple. And here's a 5, right, a little oval there to the inside there, make that a purple. And here's a number 5 over here, make this purple. And what color is that one? That's going to be purple also. That's number 5. Okay, and let's look across. Here's a 5 over here. And here's a 5 down there. I'm going to color number 5 there. We'll color that purple. Okay, looks like we have a couple more to go. See this little space there? That's number 5. Color that purple. And here's another number 5 in here. So we'll color this one purple. And our last one here is also number 5. So we'll color this long space purple. All right, I think that's it for the 5s. And now our last number is number 6. So take your yellow crayon, and we're going to do number 6. Okay, so here's one here. Press nice and dark on your yellow, so it comes out nice and bright. Okay, boys and girls, so what do you think? You like it? Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it? All right, good job, everybody. Did a great job. Bye-bye, butterfly.